bottom line about Islam is no one's able to get away from him. Very good standing up now, and he gets a hold of you. You're Phil. He has a different kind of wrestling. His submissions are fucking insane too. He's just got a vice grip, man.
I know.
Because when I would stand next to him in the octagon when he was the 55-pound champion, I'd be like, how?
Yeah.
How do you weigh 55? That doesn't even make any sense. You're 190 pounds right now.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. If I put you on a scale, you weigh 190. If Ian Garry can get off sharp combinations early, he could stun him.
Yeah.
Because Ian can move. He's fast as and he's super accurate. And the way he throws his strikes is like real clean.
Yeah.
No fat in his move. Pop, pop.
Yeah.
Everything's like pop, pop. Yeah, he's not like a physically overpowering guy. It's technique. His technique is sharp.
Did you hear the news about Islam fighting Garry?
No.
Who do you think would win that one?
I mean, Islam is champion and he has a lot of experience, but I think young Garry has a chance.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think so. Young Garry has to stop his takedowns and striking. Young Garry is very smart, calculated fighter.
Garry, Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev, so tough for Garry. Garry has a good striking. I think on the striking, Garry make problem for Islam, but Islam has a good timing of takedown. It's gonna take him down and most likely submit round number 3. So, yeah.
You're obviously a couple weeks out from your title defense against Ian Machado Garry at Philly at UFC 330. How has camp been? How's preparation been? What do you make of Ian as an opponent?
Yeah, everything is going very well. We stay in the same gym, like last couple fights we stay in New Jersey and training in Nick Cotton MMA. It's very nice gym. I have too many my brothers and friends and sparring partner with me. Almost all team is here. We're training together. Habib is here, Javier is here, you know, and we're training every day very hard to be ready.
And obviously Dagestan and Ireland have a bit of history with Habib and Connor, obviously Paul Hughes and Usman over in PFL. You're preparing for another Irishman yourself. What do you make of Ian as an opponent and kind of carrying on that rivalry between countries?
This is just like a regular opponent. It's not nothing some between country, but still we have 2-0 now. It's gonna be 3-0.
Has Ian any different than your past opponents? Because obviously he's very tall, he's very rangy, he can make the fight slow if he wants to. What do you make of his skill set?
His skills, I just have to run in this camp too much because I have to follow him because he runs too much, you know. I know his game plan, we always see his fight and he has same style always. But I will try to catch him, take him down, just what I did with my all opponents.
He's done a lot of his camp, obviously, with Charles Oliveira. He's trained a lot. Is there anything Charles can tell him about you that you're worried about?
Yeah, Charles is gonna teach him how to tap fast. That's it.
Do you think he respects you as a threat? Do you think he respects you as a fighter?
If he won't, he will. If he doesn't right now, he will when I'm finished the fight with him. If he doesn't respect me, then he's in for the shock of his life on August 15th.
Ian Machado Garry has hit the final stage of his camp, and this is the part where every round starts to matter more. He's sharpening the small details, pushing the pace, and trying to make sure he's ready for the pressure Islam Makhachev brings on fight night. What makes this camp interesting is how specific the work has become. Garry is studying Makhachev's style, building a plan to deal with takedowns, and using a data-driven approach so he can stay calm when the fight gets messy. Makhachev is preparing like this is a full mission too. He's training in New Jersey with Khabib, Javier Mendez, and a big team around him, and he's already said the goal is to catch Garry, take him down, and make the title defense look familiar.
An opportunity to go out there to prove that I am better than everyone believes and knows I am. This guy's got a 100% finish rate. I've got a 100% win rate. When I step into the octagon, all I do is win.
Chael Sonnen thinks Ian Machado Garry's biggest weapon before fight night is the mental game. He wants Garry to use every press conference, interview, and face-off to get inside Islam Makhachev's head and turn the build-up into pressure. The idea is not to act wild, it's to make the rivalry feel real. Sonnen believes that if Garry keeps poking the champion and making things tense, he might force a reaction and make the whole fight week feel even bigger and more personal. And that fits the matchup perfectly. Islam wants to close distance, pressure forward, and drag Garry into grappling, while Garry's path is to stay long, frustrate him, and keep making him reset. If Garry can mix that movement with a little mind game, Sonnen thinks this fight gets a lot more dangerous for the champ than people expect.
It does work, but I don't want that to be what Garry's talking about. I want it to be fun starting now. I want him to go after it. I want him to get in his head. I want him to rattle him. I want Islam at the face-off to look away. Now, whether Islam does any of those things, right, it would just force Islam to rise.
Islam Makhachev said, "Today's younger generation grows up very differently because smartphones and social media have replaced a lot of what kids used to do. He thinks those changes have made childhood less tough, while technology has also made the world feel much more connected." He also said cultural differences still exist, but they matter less than before because people everywhere are now seeing the same trends, lifestyles, and influences. In his view, the internet has narrowed the gap between regions in a big way. Makhachev has been consistent about one bigger idea too. Kids need structure, discipline, and something useful to stay busy. He believes parents should keep children active with training, study, or sport instead of letting them drift into bad habits.
Большая часть, наверное, это все телефоны, это все, ну, не знаю, почему так, даже вот так резко это все поменялось. Но мы росли по-другому, и, например, знаешь, как, если мы там говорили вот года 3-4 назад, как мы росли в Америке, для них это было чем-то таким нереальным. Но сейчас мы как-то стали ближе, что ли, к Западу, вот как там в школах примерно, ну, не скажу, конечно, это большая разница до сих пор.
Chael Sonnen thinks Ian Machado Garry has a real shot here, but he's not rushing to hand out a prediction. Garry is a tricky opponent, and Chael points to the Shavkat Rakhmonov fight as proof that Garry can handle elite grapplers instead of folding the minute wrestling shows up. That Shavkat fight matters, because Garry didn't just show up. He stayed in the fight, made adjustments, and proved he can compete when the pressure gets heavy. Even though he lost a close unanimous decision, the performance showed he's capable of surviving hard grappling exchanges and still creating danger. So Chael's bigger message is simple. Don't treat Garry like a guy who melts on the mat. If he brings that same composure, range control, and toughness into the Islam fight, Sonnen thinks this could be way closer and way more competitive than people expect.
I actually think Ian Garry can beat Islam. Now, I'm not predicting for you that he's going to, we'll get to that as this fight gets closer, but I'm sharing for you he can. And Ian Garry is a pain in the ass. And this whole thing that he can't wrestle, go ask Rakhmonov.
Joe Rogan sees this as a classic style clash. He likes Ian Machado Garry's size, striking, and confidence, but he also thinks Islam Makhachev's wrestling, pressure, and championship experience make him one of the hardest problems in MMA. Rogan's main point is that Garry has the tools to keep this competitive, especially because of his range and ability to create distance. But once Islam gets the fight to the mat, that's where the danger jumps up fast. And Rogan clearly sees grappling as the biggest test for Garry. So the matchup is basically this. Garry tries to make it a long, technical striking fight, while Islam tries to close the space, drag him into wrestling, and grind him down with pressure. That's why Rogan calls Islam one of the toughest fighters in the world, because even when opponents know the game plan, stopping it is a whole different story.
Bottom line about Islam is no one's able to get away from him. Very good standing up now, and he gets a hold of you, you're a spill. He has a different kind of wrestling. His submissions are fucking insane too. He's just got a vice grip, man. I know. Because when I would stand next to him in the octagon when he was the 55-pound champion, I'd be like, how? Yeah. How do you weigh 55? That doesn't even make any sense. You're 190 pounds right now. Yeah. Guaranteed. If I put you on a scale, you weigh 190. If Ian Garry can get off sharp combinations.
Ian Machado Garry is being seen as a real threat because of his size, reach, movement, and confidence. Khabib Nurmagomedov has also reportedly called him a difficult stylistic matchup for Islam Makhachev, which says a lot about how tricky this fight could be. The main issue for Islam is simple. Garry is hard to catch clean. He moves a lot, fights from long range, and has the kind of frame that can make takedowns awkward if the timing isn't perfect. That's why this fight feels like a true chess match. If Garry keeps the distance, stays mobile, and doesn't give Islam easy entries, he can make this one of the toughest fights of Makhachev's career.
Big, he's so long and he's so confident. And then Khabib came out and said, hey, Ian's a hard matchup for us. He's long, he moves well, he moves a lot. He's not going to go in there and get single-legged, easy dumped. He's going to scoot back, he's going to throw, and it's going to be a difficult fight. I'm actually Russia or Dagestan versus Ireland. This is an epic fucking fight, dude.
I think it's a huge fight too, and we got to enjoy it because I swear Islam probably got 2 fights left.
Yep,
2 fights, maybe even 1.
It's a huge fight, and both men know it. Islam Makhachev is still the champion, but at 35, the retirement talk is hanging over him, with reports from his team suggesting he may only have a few fights left. Ian Machado Garry has also been very open about the challenge. He's called Islam the toughest test in MMA, and knows he'll need the best performance of his career to beat a guy who brings elite wrestling, non-stop pressure, and years of championship experience. That's what makes this matchup so special. Garry believes he belongs at the top, while Islam is trying to prove he still has plenty left. If Garry can keep the fight long and stay mobile, he can make it interesting, but if Islam gets his grappling working, it gets ugly fast.
I know how good Islam Makhachev is. I know how talented he is. He's 29-1 in the sport. He's a 2-weight division champion. He's the most successful lightweight champion of all time and had the most lightweight defenses of all time. He is the current welterweight champion of the world. He came up a division and won the title. He is tied for the longest consecutive active win streak.
MMA Guru is basically saying this. Some of Ian Machado Garry's recent talk may be more about creating noise than giving the full truth. But even if you don't buy every quote, Garry clearly knows how to get attention, and that matters in a fight this big. The reason is simple. Garry has used bold interviews, intense training clips, and non-stop callouts to turn this matchup with Islam Makhachev into must-watch business. Whether people love him or hate him, they're talking about him. And that's exactly how a fight gets bigger. And that's why the Islam fight feels so massive now. Even though other contenders were once in the mix, Garry's loud personality and strong promotion have pushed this into a headline-level showdown that fans are locked into.
Of course he'd rather fight Morales, because Morales hasn't been anyone in the sport. He said he'd rather fight Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman has won 2 fights in the last 10 he's had. He said he'd rather fight Patches, a man who I beat. He'd rather fight anybody except me.
Now, okay, that is true. Makhachev did want different opponents. He did. However, I know you fucking told your cameraman, I can't prove it! I literally can't prove it!
Tim Welch wants fans to enjoy Islam Makhachev while he's still here, because this could really be the last stretch of an all-time great run. He says Islam is around 35 and may only have 1 or 2 more fights left, so every title defense now feels like part of the final chapter. Dan Hardy's view on Ian Machado Garry versus Islam is that it's a fantastic matchup, mainly because Garry genuinely believes he's destined to be champion. But Hardy also sees Islam as the kind of fighter who can hurt anyone in the division, anywhere the fight goes, which is why he calls this Garry's toughest test yet. That's what makes this fight feel so big. Garry is walking in with confidence, size, and belief, while Islam is carrying elite wrestling, pressure, and championship experience. If Garry wants to win, he has to put together the best performance of his life, and survive the moments where Islam tries to make the fight ugly and one-sided.
Makhachev versus Ian Machado Garry, what do you make of that matchup?
That's a great fight. Look, it's a great fight. Ian Garry for a long time time has been saying that, you know, he is the future. Obviously, it's his nickname. Like, he sees himself as being there with the belt. He's visualized it, but now he's got Makhachev in the division. And I mean, Makhachev's got the kryptonite for every single person in the division. No matter where the fight goes, he's got the skills to challenge you and to cause you issues.
Dan Hardy sees real progress in Ian Machado Garry's ground game, especially because of the jiu-jitsu work he's done in Brazil. But Hardy also thinks that no matter how good your training is, it's extremely hard to fully prepare for Islam Makhachev's wrestling pressure until you're actually in there with it. His bigger point is that the Khabib-style training environment is almost impossible to copy. It's serious, disciplined, and built around non-stop grinding, which is why Islam's grappling feels so suffocating. He's not just wrestling, he's bringing a whole system with him. So yes, Garry may have improved a lot, but this is still the hardest kind of test in MMA. If he can stay mobile and deny the easy entries, he has a chance to make it competitive, but if Islam gets his hands on him early, the pressure can take over fast.
And Garry's, you know, been spending time in Brazil, been working on his jiu-jitsu. He's going to be far more confident in his ground game. But at the same time, like, I don't know if you're going to be able to replicate what Islam Makhachev can do to you. I think you would have to be in the wrestling room in Dagestan to really feel that kind of pressure. And what you got to remember is, like, that room right now, we keep signing a bunch of guys from Khabib's team. They're all like cookie cutter versions.
Colby Covington sees this as a fascinating matchup, but he leans strongly toward Islam Makhachev. He thinks Garry's confidence and striking make the fight interesting, yet Islam's elite wrestling, relentless pressure, and championship experience are what really separate him from everyone else. Covington's read is that Garry needs something close to a perfect night to pull off the upset. If he gets stuck underneath Islam, Colby believes Makhachev can dictate the pace, choose where the fight happens, and make the whole thing feel one-sided fast. That's why he treats Islam as the clear favorite. In Colby's view, Garry has skill and confidence, but Makhachev is simply too strong, too complete, and too comfortable in the kind of grind that wins title fights.
Cocky, he sits in the corner of the room and watches his wife get dogged out by the nutritionist.
Do you think Ian Garry's got a shot here to win the belt?
Yeah, definitely. He has a shot. He's a long, lanky fighter. Islam's getting a little older. Who knows Islam's motivation anymore? He wanted that big money matchup with Ilya, and now that matchup is gone. He's going to be a lot smaller than Ian, so definitely Ian can win. He has paths to victory.
Michael Bisping thinks this is not a simple title defense for Islam Makhachev. He expects Islam to use his usual pressure, but he also believes Ian Machado Garry's movement, range, and striking could make this one of the most compelling fights on the UFC 330 card.
Go forward. I'm just saying, Philadelphia, they've got a real fight on the hands. And by the way, the fight card is shaping up really nicely as well. There's a couple of rumored bouts that I saw online. I don't know if these are actually happening, but if they are, it's going to be ridiculous.
Who do you think would win that one?
I mean, Islam is champion and he has a lot of experience. I think young Garry has a chance.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think so. Young Garry has to stop his takedowns, and striking young Garry is very smart, calculated.
I feel good about it. He's a well-known guy. He's very highly skilled, and I look forward to the challenge, So, yeah, no, Ian Garry, excuse me, if that's who they pick and that's who Islam wants, no problem. Bring him on the plate. No problem. We'll get ready for Ian Garry. So he does well with Islam on the stand-up because he's rangy, he's tricky, all those. But on the ground, he doesn't. He does okay, but he doesn't survive on the ground. I don't think. I mean, well, okay, he might survive 5 rounds, but he won't get the best of Islam on the ground. That I'm 100% sure about that. On the stand-up, he's pretty tricky. So one punch can change everything on that. One kick, one punch, one knee. So that's a different story. But on the ground, I don't see him dominating.
And should get the Islam fight. You think he can beat him?
No, I think Islam will get him down, and I think Islam will probably submit him. Like, if you look where Shavkat had Ian, people can get to him, and if someone like Islam gets to him, it'll be a long night for Ian. But Ian's very tricky. He's very long, rangy, so I think it'll be a very interesting fight, but ultimately I think Islam will get him down.
Carlos has been great as of late, but he has a win over Carlos just over a year ago. It had to be him.
Oh, Michael Morales.
Nah, he's had greater wins. He's had higher profile wins over bigger.
Never fought someone as long and tall as me.
He's not fought someone as fast as me. He's not fought someone who has the distance management, the boxing capabilities, the head movement that I did, but also the takedown defense. He might get me there. I hope he does. Because I want to prove to the world that he can. I want to prove to the world that I can get back. I want to prove to the world that I can beat him in his own world. I don't care how long he's trained in that area. I don't care if he's an internationally recognized master of Sambo or not. I'm going to bounce him on his skull and I'm going to take his
fight. Really looking forward to it. It's got 1 million likes on Instagram already. And Ian Garry had this response, and this may change my prediction before I get into Dern versus the other thing and then moving on to the card builder, where I'm going to build the rest of this card. Ian Garry made this response video. And by the end of this 23 seconds of excruciating viewing experience, I may end up picking Makhachev, so watch out. Wait, you can't hear it. You may think yourself lucky, but I didn't actually mean for you guys not to.